Calling all units, calling all units. Donut shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.
Ready?
We're here, yeah.
Raise your glass.
You've seen the episodes.
What is it? Baja tu vasito. How do you say raise your glass in Spanish?
Sube tu vasito.
Sube tu vasito.
Okay.
Salud. Ooh.
Hello.
History being made on the Donut Shop podcast, folks.
Here we are.
Hello.
Yeah. Our first ever female guest.
How about that?
Look at that.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to pull strings on this one. Somehow we're related.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How are you guys
Before
related?
the comment section blows up, guys, I'm watching you.
How do you know her?
This is my wife.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
If you haven't seen the Nick Off Duty channel that I do, my wife is a regular guest on there. I bring her on. She goes by the name of Havana White.
Okay.
You know who Havana White is, yes?
No. Explain for me.
Havana White back in the day was a game show. Like, you know, the girl that turns the...
Still current on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, like
Vanna
Wheel of-
White still chugging along.
So she's still there.
Yep. We watched.
So then what are you saying? No. You know who it is.
Well, you asked me if I knew who Havana White was. I didn't know if there was a...
No, it's Havana White. It's a play on words.
Vanna. Yeah, okay.
I got dad jokes. So.
Okay.
So
I didn't know if it was an actual real thing or if it was
Yeah.
just like a Nickism.
No. So it's a play off of Vanna White.
Okay.
So we used to do giveaways, right, babe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Used to spin the
Suri.
wheel.
Yeah, we used to spin the wheel, do giveaways, and she used to...
I remember.
So she would come out with the wheel, you know, do the Vanna White, but I would call her Havana White. So that's where I gave her the nickname Havana White. Why Havana?
Why?
Because she's from Cuba.
From La Habana.
That's right, La Habana. Cuba.
So I should throw a map up right now with
Bing.
a bing.
I think everyone kind of knows where Havana is. So where they got the cigars and
Okay.
it's kind of like
we'll show 'em.
if you ask a Jamaican where they're from, where they always say Kingston.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always from Kingston. So
Because
I don't
nobody's
know.
really from Negril.
I
Everybody just goes to Negril on vacation.
I don't know if that's where like you know other people from different parts of Cuba because every time you ask from somebody where you from.
Yeah.
I guess it's similar to being from Broward, and then people are like, "Where are you from?" and they're from another state, and you don't say Broward because they're not gonna. Where's Broward?
I
You
tell
say,
most
Miami.
people. I tell most
Miami.
people Fort Lauderdale. I don't want to be like Southwest Ranches,
Yeah.
and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, so just Miami.
Yeah, but La Habana comes like, it's not like a county, so it'd be like a state.
What do you mean? Oh, state in Cuba.
Like a state, yeah. You know?
Okay. See, this is
So,
what we brought her on. She's got the
yeah.
expertise.
So Havana would be a city, and then it's also just a broader.
Yeah.
Say
Havana
jurisdiction?
is like a state, and then it's different cities within
Uh-huh.
the state.
Huh.
So it's like Broward, and then you have Sunrise, Davie,
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, so forth and so on.
Miami,
Yeah.
Hialeah,
There you go.
Kuruway.
So Havana is just not like a
I thought it was a city,
10.
Well, there is a city called Ciudad Havana
which is
within Havana, but Havana would be like a state.
so city of Miami, right?
Mhm.
And then you have Miami-Dade.
Yeah,
Miami-Dade.
there you go.
So
Yes.
same thing.
Okay.
We're back, babe.
So you're
I'm gonna
from,
call
like-
you a Sury. By the way, let's call her real name on the. Plus, it would be weird if you call her babe.
Yeah.
Sury.
Ooh.
Sury. Sury.
Yeah, she already got her little punch-in
Yeah.
comic thing
bing.
that says Suri.
So we brought you on to talk about being a police wife because we know we talk about police stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And then from Havana, right? So there's been and lately in the news, there's been some chatter about protest and people fighting for their freedom in Cuba, and it kind of went away, fizzled away. But I didn't want to let it fizzle away because my wife is in the fight. That means I'm in the fight, baby.
Patria y vida.
That's it, patria vida.
Yeah,
So you know what that means?
It's a fight like for the family, kind of.
Go.
Homeland or freedom.
Homeland or freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or homeland and freedom in this case.
Okay, homeland and freedom. So,
Yeah.
So it's the
Cuba
same.
being the homeland, and then freedom just being
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this podcast we're going to be talking about being a police wife, right? And then also going to talk about Cuba,
Yeah,
and then anything else that falls in between,
yeah. Whatever
Like-
random tangent we might go on.
like this. Yes, folks, I shaved it off.
Yeah.
My hair.
Did you shave it, or
I had to help.
did she shave it?
Well, there was some pushback in the beginning because she didn't know what it was going to look like, right?
I was a little skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
right. I'm going to put the hat back on, but I'm letting people get a gander,
So was it
take a stare at it.
Britney Spears-esque moment? Like, was Nick like having issues, or was he upset at anything?
It was. I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna be real with it. It was because I went. Okay, it wasn't Britney Spears, but it's like I need a new persona. Because if you don't know, this is the first recorded episode.
Yeah.
We went live a couple times prior to this. We're gonna do a series called
Sundays with the subscribers.
or Sub Sundays.
Sundays.
We're still working on the
I'm just
title.
doing like Tuesdays with Maury or something like that. Like,
We're gonna do Sub Sundays with Justin. No clean background. You left some wires back
yeah,
there.
but you can't see it
Oh,
because I'm blocking it.
Not
That's-
anymore because you lost a lot of weight. We're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
But we're Sub Sunday, so we went live. What was I
Yeah.
talking about?
We were going live, just some things that we might do, because this is the first episode since you had something happen
Okay, so yeah,
big
so
in your
studio.
life.
So I shaved my
work-related.
head. So I went back to my old unit that I was at. So if you know me from before, from 2015 esques, I started in a unit. It was a social media unit. I did some other stuff at work. I went to the academy where I was training, and then I went back to the social media unit at the not persuasion, but the advice of my lovely wife, my LW. She's like, I think it'll be good. So went back to the social media unit. So
Is that a true story?
It is a true story.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't want to go back as the dancing buffoon.
Oh, the way I describe you to people.
Yeah, exactly. This is how he said. He's like, I'm not Nick or anything. So I was like, let me shave my head, grow a beard. I look mean. I look like a convict / undercover weird dude, right?
Yeah. You could just you're somebody else when that camera gets picked up again, and they're like, oh, it's not that baby faced
Exactly.
kid.
He looks
You
like
know.
he's been through stuff. Serve some time.
I mean, even if you look at like our cover video
Yeah.
for the Donut Shop podcast, it's like a different,
Completely
it's a
different.
different person especially with no facial hair, because he's had facial hair for at least a year.
Yeah. So I shaved it to go under a different, like, don't expect the same thing as before.
Mm-hmm.
Still the creativity, still the humor, but I just don't want to go back as that, because I kind of feel like I evolved a little bit from back in the day. So a little more serious, especially the podcast talking about serious topics and everything. So it's a little bit in between. I'm going to put this back on.
We can put that back on. Keep
So she was against it at first. She's like, don't do that.
Oh,
don't do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
What's the matter with you? You still got hair. You got still. But she's 5'3". I'm 6'4".
in podcast land. He is.
So she believed I had a full set of hair. She believed my trickery. Right? Right?
Oh, so there was
Yeah.
a.
Yeah, I couldn't see certain
She
spots.
couldn't see certain spots.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. So
I
yeah,
catfished her with the top of my head.
So he figured that Christmas was coming up. You were going to be putting the star at the top of the tree,
Yeah.
so you were going to be up on
And
a ladder,
somehow I
and you were
was
going to
going-
look
yeah.
down and go,
What is
"Wait
that?"
a minute." So Nick
Yeah.
was forward thinking enough to say,
Yeah.
"Let's shave this off before the holidays."
Exactly.
I went out on my own terms. I took my own hair. I didn't let God get the best of me. I said, I'm going out on my own terms.
Okay.
So I decided to shave my head, but I was like, because Penny, we have our daughter, and she's younger, and I didn't want her to get scared because you cut your hair. So I let her
It's a
cut
big
it.
change.
Yeah, so I let her cut it in an update video I did on YouTube. I put
Yeah.
the video out. So
Oh, yeah,
I
the
let her-
montage.
Yeah, I let her cut it so she would see it and get used to it.
Didn't you help as well?
I did.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you take any pleasure in it? Like, was it like,
No,
wow, this is
no.
She was
I
nervous.
I didn't know what was gonna come out of that.
So she has to live with this. For the rest
Obviously,
of
you
her
can't
life.
screw it up.
I
So.
love it though. I love it.
Yeah, that's
what I
I
was
can
gonna
tell
get
you
to.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. See, so like I used to do Nick's hair, the haircut he has now, and I used to just, I hit it with just the razor with no clip on it, so pretty much a zero.
Yeah.
And I'd do that, and then I'd kind of like let it go for a couple weeks, and then when it started to like get a little fuzzy or there was no shape to it, then off it comes again. And so I did that for probably 7 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Even through my wedding to my wife and stuff, and then just I don't know, like for some reason, it just decided to get it cut like by a professional again.
Yeah.
And because I'd gone for all my life, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna start growing hair back because I just was afraid that it wasn't gonna happen. And then I go, oh, I can grow hair. So now for anybody in podcast land, I'm stroking my lovely locks now.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Yeah. So I got a little while.
I grew out here, grew out my chest, so it's like a weird, it sunk. So, but then I try to push through, right, babe?
Yes, you did.
I try to push through. You know, there's that weird phase when you shave. If anyone shaved their hair, there's a weird funky phase that you go through. Well, if you don't have, because I used to do a lot of design up there. I used to grow it out in longer parts.
Oh, like a
and then I would flop it over,
like a comb over,
but in different areas. So it'd be like a little here, a little spike in the middle, just all over the place.
Yeah. Just creative with gel and pomade and stuff.
I have no hair to cover up what I was hiding for all these years. I catfishing her.
Yeah.
And then and I was trying to push through one day, and she's like, "Ooh, babe, you should shave that. You should."
Can we get this in her voice? Say that for us.
You should shape that.
It was.
I'm there now. I can picture it.
She sat on the couch. She said, "Come sit by me. Sit by me. Sit down." And I said, "What is it?" She's like, she looked up at my hair. She said, "You should shave that."
It's time for us to have a conversation. And Nick's like heart's like beating through his chest. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Shave your head.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I guess I could do this.
Yeah. It beats being, daddy again, or she's divorcing me. It was like, oh, you should shave it. I was like, okay, babe.
I want you to move out of this house.
Yeah. I was trying though. I was like, I got this. I'm gonna grow it back out. I went through the phase. I'm good. I'm good. Britney Spears grew it back out. I'll grow it back out, and didn't. It's not gonna happen. So guys, get used to it, baby. Get used to it. That's what I told my wife.
And when you wear a hat, it is nicer because it's not as warm because you don't have so many layers with inside that hat.
No, bro, I'm up and out of the house within however long it takes me to put my pants on.
Yeah.
Just that. Sometimes I'm putting my shirt on in the car. Like, I got it. As long as I'm covered down low, I walk out of the house. Don't do my hair. What? My hair?
Believe me, I've cranked around in the neighborhood. I hit that first speed bump and I go, hair. Yeah. And I gotta go back.
Because if you don't put gel, you got a little bit of a fro going on. You got a little fro.
Yeah. No. We'll take the hat off again. Yeah. No, I do the comb over part kind of thing going on with the hair. And
some activator in that thing, man. Get some Jerry curls, boy.
No. It's been long. What is it? During the pandemic when I went like 8 weeks without a haircut. Lupe took her small flat iron and just sat behind me and like combed through it with a flat iron and like iron.
So you look like one of the Bone Thugs and Harmony guys.
It was so crazy. Because it's got some curls to it. Wake up. I'm an upset man.
Please do that, bro. Please come on here as J-Bone.
I was at an event yesterday, and it was like a church event. I was for work, and they had some rappers that got up and they were singing, and we were like behind the ice cream truck from police cars, and we go, "Is that Bone Thugs?" Like it was like a Christian Bone Thugs sounding. It was actually easy on the ears.
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
They harmonized their.
I couldn't really tell what they were saying just because I couldn't hear it that well. The speakers weren't great, but I was like, those guys sound like Bone Thugs and Harmony, but singing Christian music.
As in the original Bone Thugs, you didn't know what they were saying. The hook was phenomenal.
And it's my Uncle Charles,
Should have been going, put him in home. All I want to do is wake up. Hey, so by the way, guys, if you don't know, Sury's on the podcast.
I'm here.
She's just gonna be like she's just our laugh track.
Our live studio audience.
We're just over here dancing around trying to make her comfortable.
So she brought on her glass there. What you drinking there? What you drinking?
This is some Prosecco.
Prosecco. No OJ.
No
You're
OJ.
like, I need none of that fruity stuff. Let's get
Not
right
today.
to it. Yeah.
It's Sunday, but it's not that early in the morning. So
Last night we were at a wedding. Yeah, in Little Havana.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was.
Hadn't been down there in a while.
Yeah, it was good. It was at a Elogio.
It's a logia.
Oh yeah, that's
It's a lady. It's feminine.
She's a lodge, which is like it's I guess fraternal order of police type deal. It's a fraternal. I don't know how to say it. How does it translate?
I'm not really sure. All I know it's like Masons and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
free
Oh,
my
okay.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they made it official. Stepdad and mom. They
Yeah.
made it official,
Okay.
After 19 years
19
So this is your
together.
family, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
my mom and my stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they got married.
yeah. So if she's right now, she's just like the next day when you drink a little bit of beer, if you were drinking liquor to get little bubbles. in
Oh,
you. Yeah.
hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Puke and rally.
No. She,
No, not
actually,
at
she was,
all.
no, we had the baby, so
Yeah.
and then I was driving, so we really didn't. It was just out till late because Cuban weddings
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, everything.
Start at 7.
starts
Yeah.
at 7, aka 9:30
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good though. It was
And then
good.
they
Had a
do.
good
Do they
time.
do like a Noche Buena for that too, or is that like something? Because I know for we'll go Star Wars on this. We've been requested for like 11 o'clock at night to come for like the dancing portion. The Star Wars group come like walk through, and it's like the dance party finally starts at like 11 at night.
Yeah, that's normally how Cubans do it.
Yeah.
They don't start.
Like it's all very
Afternoon. No,
ceremonious
it's very-
prior to,
yeah.
and then
We left at 11:40, and they didn't start dancing yet.
Yeah, they had to start
Yeah.
dancing like literally
Wow.
5 minutes ago.
I got request. Hey, can you bring your camera and just take me? I'm like, I'm gonna give you the best. So
Yeah,
I brought
yeah.
my camera and I made it like a little movie or whatever. But I was like, I need people to dance, and it's like 11:40, and I ran out of battery a whole bunch of times. It was long. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. A lot of laughter and family. It was good. But we are, like I said in the live stream, we're coming off of a 1 a.m. bedtime. So in the late 30s land, that's an all-nighter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is.
We're not 20s anymore.
No,
yeah,
it's
so
zombie.
that's Denny's at 6 a.m. Good times.
We're at the
In your 20s.
the stage of our age where like she woke up, she's like, my back is killing me. She's like, I have no idea where from.
It's so
on
bad.
fire.
I don't need to do this for another 6 months.
No, but she did. I'm like, did you lift something? I don't know what I did.
What I did, my lower back is in pain.
Yeah,
Did you wear heels and stuff? Or
I
is it-
did.
okay,
I did.
so-
Yeah.
It's probably that.
so
And carrying the baby, I don't know.
So
It's just-
after you hit a certain age, you start hurting and you don't know where it came from.
creeks.
Real quick, and then we're gonna get into the women-esque part of this portion. I almost went to the emergency room from sniffing in a booger. That's right.
Last night?
No. We're talking about getting injuries that are weird, and like, so I'm getting older, and so whatever. I mean, this is in the academy. When I was training at the academy, we got there early to do a run with the class, and I had like a booger, in my nose. So I did one of those. If you at home right now, do that, like sniffing hard. There's a part of your neck in the back, in your back, that when you do that, it just like tightens up. Well, that part popped. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then gradually all day I turned into the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm just like leaning over. And it was like 11 a.m. At 11 a.m. I couldn't move. I was leaned completely down to the ground. I'm like, I got to go home. I left work. I drove home like this on the side. And then I get home. She's like, what happened? And I'm like, I sniffed in a booger. It's like, what?
I'm
Out of
picturing
commission.
the booger looks like a giant rock, and it's the rock that like got lodged in your tear
half
duct
of
or
this
something.
coffee bean, like a little, one of those, and just pop something. I don't know. So
Wow.
just be careful when you're getting older.
No, I mean I definitely can't. I try not to sneeze when I'm sitting in the recliner because it's like it has my back at a weird angle, and I just don't trust it. So like I start putting in the legs of the recliner, and Lupe's like, "What are you doing?" And I like get up and like I like support myself, and then. And she's like, "What was that?" I'm like, I had to sneeze, and I was a little scared to do one of these.
Yeah.
blow my back out sneezing.
But now you're all jacked.
Yeah.
You lost weight and you're working out, and now you're working out. No, what's going on?
Amazingly, I didn't lose any weight.
No, but you
I got
turned to the
my
muscle.
body checked. Yeah, I did a electrodes check yesterday at the gym, and I lost 4 pounds of body fat and put on a pound of muscle.
So 1 pound of muscle equals 4 pounds of body fat?
I guess. I don't know. It was,
Man, I don't wanna put any muscle
the
on.
numbers are a little off. All I know is how do
hitting that
I
up.
feel?
Yeah.
The shirts are tighter up top rather than down in the midsection,
Yeah.
which I'm happy for, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep chugging along. So it's fun. I've been working out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Body Track and Raphael.
Little by little, we're lowering the table because we started up by our necks so no one could see our guts. I lost some weight, so it's just going down. down,
Nick
down.
did. Although on the live one, it looks a little weird because it's got that like wide angle lens. So
Yeah.
don't let the live videos mess with me.
Yeah, he's dead on.
It's a different. Look at me.
Use
I'm
the center
straight-
camera on this one. Look at
straight
this guy.
up. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at that. Look at that.
Right in the middle rule of thirds. Nah.
Look at that jawline.
It's good. Well, thank you very
Very
much. Thank you,
pronounced
thank you.
jawline.
Thanks.
Phenomenal. Okay,
So you
so
want to take a break from this?
All right, let's take a break.
And then we can come back
We're gonna-
and actually
we're-
talk about your wife
we're gonna hone. Hey,
or to your wife.
There you go.
All right, we'll be right back.
We're gonna hone back in, guys.
We'll be back. Hey, come here. Come here. No, bring it in real close. I got something for you. Did you subscribe yet? Right down there. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, because you gotta know when we're gonna give you a show. Do it. Go now. Go now. I'm waiting. Come on. Right there. All right, back to the show. Plug it in your ears. Huh?
And we're back from that break.
Yeah.
Long break. Her
this new-
glass, if you were paying
Filled up.
attention, go back, compare. We filled it up.
This is now filled up.
The laughs are going to get harder for her.
We also have earphones now. We're using headphones. We're trying to monitor what's going on.
Yeah, because a couple episodes, just to give you guys a behind the scenes, and I'm going to stop talking to you because we have our guest here and I don't want to be rude. But we would record the episode and be like, one of the cameras weren't working or the microphones weren't on and we
Yeah.
weren't listening. But guess what? Now we got the headphones. We all look like DJs. Well, you guys don't. You guys look like you're in the gym. I look like I'm a DJ.
We look like we're in the gym a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
Or at work, and you don't want to talk to anybody at your cubicle. But
Totally what I do. There's no music in my headphones when I'm at work, but I'm just wearing headphones.
Unavailable.
and you ignore them.
And I just listen to everything and ignore.
And they stand there too long. You're like, what? Sorry, what?
Excuse me?
Yeah. You take out the ear pod. Sorry, I'm sorry, what? Anyways.
I couldn't hear anything you were saying, but I'm completely up to date on your conversation.
All right, we brought you in for a reason. We're trying to get views, son. We're trying to get views. No. We brought you in for a reason, and we were going to bring in Lupe too. Actually, the original idea was to have both of you guys on, but hey, let's spread it out.
Yeah.
Spread
Yeah.
those views out, son.
Yeah. Okay, Dave.
We want to get the police wife perspective because we got a lot of listeners in podcast land and YouTube that are aspiring police officers. Well, they have a significant other on the other side. Now, since you know me, I've been social media at the academy, back to social media, so I haven't been really patrolling the streets. A couple times I worked a couple off duties where I'm out there patrolling or whatever, but there was a time where you got a little bit of a taste of the way it is, and that is during the riots that we had.
Yes.
So, speaking to police wives or significant others of police officers, could be husbands, just significant others, people that are with them, that are gonna go be like, oh my God, I'm so nervous that my spouse, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my significant other is gonna go to the street and patrol. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. So you got a little bit of a taste. In the beginning, like I said, you knew me. You're like, oh, this is videos. This guy's a postalita.
Sits in
A postalita?
sits in a dark office, and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I can't believe we went through break. Sorry, man. I can't believe we went through break and we didn't take down those wires, bro.
The wires are still not seen.
It's just,
No one is concerned
my
about the
giant
wires.
shoulders.
All you have to do is this.
All right, folks.
Literally, all you have to do is just turn. There it is. That's it. Look at that. And I'm back on track. Look
Now
how
the wire is not going to
See?
bother him anymore.
the video production.
Make sure that this is all in the video.
Video production of this podcast just went through the roof. Wow, what a background.
Attention to detail, folks.
All right, so going back, and by the way, that little thing is off center, but I'll live with that. So police wives, the ladies, the gentlemen that are listening, how was it? Because that's essentially what it is to, every night you say goodbye or, you in a little lunch or whatever you do to help them out of the house, and then they leave. I don't know how it feels because I'm the one leaving. walk us through at least the beginning part where I would go, let's say I go to work and I'm like, hey, I gotta go, I got my riot gear and I'm setting everything up. What was going through your head? Like, what is this guy doing, all this stuff?
I was really nervous.
Really?
Yeah, because I had, like you said, I've never had to deal with that before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to go to work. I know you're going to come back. No issue.
Right.
But this was different. You know, you see the violence. You see everything that's going on. You're like, oh, my God, my husband is going to be out there?
Oh.
And, you know, like, this is crazy. I was glued to the TV. Glued to the TV.
So what kind of was a little bit worrisome was seeing all the other cities. Cause
Yeah,
we didn't get
absolutely.
It was a planned protest at our city, and we were like, this is nothing going to happen
No,
here.
I mean-
It's across
No,
the
but
nation.
that's how it started. Like, oh, nothing's gonna happen. We're gonna be fine.
I
And all
told
of
you
it,
that.
yeah. And then I see the news, and the highway was like full of people. I'm like, what is going on? Nothing was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and there was that one night where they were on Biscayne, I think, and they were going up towards the Walgreens or the CVS or something like that.
That was the same night, but that was later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was that one night, and so and they had the bike squad going out and hitting and stuff. So there was
Yeah,
obvious,
it was pretty scary.
You know, like what's going on?
Well,
Cars on fire.
Yes.
I kind of knew it a little bit with her, and I was trying my best to be a good husband and FaceTime.
Check
yeah,
in.
yeah, he
FaceTime.
did a lot.
Yeah, but back in the day, no phones or anything, or no FaceTime at least. That must
But
have
you
been
think about it,
stressful.
yeah, FaceTime, the advent of that, I mean, it's, as far as really taking off, is only in the last couple of years.
It was the first FaceTime that night. The first FaceTime I did to her was right after we had the battle at the back gate.
Yeah.
So which was like they were trying to come into the station through the back gate, and we were like, up in arms, fighting or holding our ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I got exposed to tear gas and everything, and then I FaceTimed her.
His eyes were like red in his face. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Like I was crying at some point. Yeah, because I didn't know what was going to happen. And you're always afraid that something's going to take him away. And after that, and seeing everything that's going on throughout the country, even though he's not patrolling or he's not out there, there's so much that happens, so much hate and all of this. So someone can just do something because that's his profession. That's what he chose to do.
Yeah.
And that's always in the back of your mind, you know?
So
Right.
if it's recommendations out there to those that might have a spouse or a significant other, what would be like, what helps you get through like that night? What helped
Communication, the fact that you were, letting me know I'm okay, or this is happening, or I'm going to be here, I'm going to be moving, spots.
And I know this is unfavorable and might not be the right people want to hear this, but turning on your location, huh?
Yeah, I was like all the time. Oh my God, where is he?
Oh, no, delete, don't edit that in.
Where is he? Oh, he's here. Oh, the news are saying that bad stuff happening here, but he's over here in this corner. So I was like looking through his stuff, but
Why does it always look like he's in the basement of the police department? Jeez. Never mind. I guess my husband doesn't do anything.
no, that was that
Leave the
day.
cell
That was
phone.
that
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
a situation like that.
Yeah.
I leave my location. I don't
Yeah,
care.
we
I don't have
that's-
nothing to hide.
No, I was just saying, the same thing with passwords and stuff on phones. It's like, why would she just doesn't catch up to some of my passwords because I use my work email on my phone. Oh God, here come the subpoenas. But the work email forces you every like 30 days to change
it.
your
Yeah.
phone's passcode.
Yeah.
So like she's got the same passcode that we always had at the same time, but mine, she'll just be like, what's your password?
It's a deviation of.
I really don't care. Like, just don't hide anything. Like,
Yeah.
That's the same way.
know?
Where we're like, man, you could look. Actually, it helps with question marks, right? Does it not?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Just if you get like, I wonder what he's doing. Oh, he's at the station.
We do it because of the Tesla. I'll call her and I'll be like, "Oh, you're on your way home?" And she's like, "Yeah, because you just looked at the Tesla and it shows you exactly where I am and how fast I'm driving and what the air conditioning level is at."
So I just made a mental observation here as we were talking. I'm digesting what we're saying. So anyone who is looking to go into law enforcement that has a spouse or a significant other, at the beginning, like, oh, this would be a great one to listen to. And then as soon as we're talking about turning on the location, they're probably like,
They're
no, let's not.
Listenership has gone way down.
That's a personal choice.
Babe, we should really listen to this one. Oh, never mind. They changed the subject. You're not talking about that anymore, babe. I messed up.
That just goes deeper into the how to maintain quality relationship.
in 2021
Yeah.
or getting 2022.
In
If
2022.
you're
Yeah,
watching this
almost.
in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I think we're at a point in our lives. We met a little bit, after the 20s, right? Early 30s, right?
30s, yeah.
Early 30s. So we pointed life like, yeah, man, what you want to know, girl? What you trying to know? Here, take
Yeah.
my phone. Here's my passcode. Here's my location. What are you trying to know? If anything, get bored with me. This guy's up to nothing. I guess it's more of a chase for the females to be like, I want to know what he's up to, and you finally figure out the guy's not up to nothing, and you're like, I don't know. This guy's boring. I'm gonna go back to watching Netflix.
Yeah.
The U or whatever she watches.
So the FaceTiming and the
Thanks
the
for getting me back on track, Justin.
Yeah, just wrangle it back in. So the technology helped,
Definitely.
especially in today's day. With the news, watching the news, and then being able to at least double check if he's busy. Hey, all right, well, this is what he's doing and stuff, and then you can kind of compare with the news and stuff.
Exactly.
I feel like Justin's our counselor, marriage counselor. So
It's
Essentially what it's going to be.
So-
That's what it's going to be right
no,
there.
but my as the guy, all right, or as the person that is in law enforcement, because it could be females and their husbands at home, but I would make it a point, and not every day, because every day is a little bit too much. If babe, I'm in a meeting, babe, I'm out of the meeting, babe, I'm going to lunch, babe, I'm done with lunch, but it's too much. But if there's,
Well, there's
something
going on,
or you were on the phone and you're like, oh, I got to go, I'm going to a call, make sure when that call's over and you're in a safe location, you just either shoot a text or, because to us, it's an everyday thing that we do, right? I go to a call, I'm like, hey, I gotta go. This guy has a gun on the thing. I'm gonna go handle this real quick, and then click, and then she's like, oh my
And
god,
my heart's like, boom, 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 boom.
But to me, it's like I've done this every day of my life. Maybe
Right.
I haven't said anything to her about this stuff. But to me, it's just I know my training. I know what to do. I know and if
Right.
it's my day, it's my day. But I made peace. But to them, they're like, what? A guy with a gun? Oh my God. So if you have the opportunity, if you're out there, you're patrolling. So just pick up your phone. If you're especially if you're in a riot or big situation where they know what's going on, or you're going into work and something's going to happen, just let them know, hey, I'm good. I'm about to do this. I'll let you know when I'm done. And when you're done, make sure you let them know.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're going to be like, if I don't tell you something, maybe I'll call you right back.
It's wondering, like, what's going on. You can't go to sleep. You can sleep. Who sleeps like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. I do that with like police officer friends from other departments. We'll be having just like a conversation, driving around, and they're talking. All of a sudden, and then we go, or you already start, and your phone's on Bluetooth or whatever, and you're like, somebody walks up to your car, and you're like, hey, man, and you start getting out of the phone or getting out of the car or whatever. And you're like, let me call you back, and you hang up.
Yeah.
Like for somebody who's not
There.
understanding
Yeah.
of the situation or what might have gone on, they might be alarmed. Most police officers just like, all right, bro, call me back later.
Yeah.
But like a spouse
Yeah.
or your mom or somebody,
Yeah,
when you're talking to
parents.
them and all of a sudden you just quickly and abruptly end a phone conversation, what could that be?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
pulled up on accidents and I just got to get out and talk to somebody and, hey, hang on, let me move this car out of the road.
There-
Moving a
What-
car out of
what?
the
What's
road?
going on? Yeah.
What road are you on? Like,
There was and I felt myself in a situation with my family member, a close family member of mine, is like, hey, I'm just calling you and letting you know I got called in. I got to go to the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. There's an active shooter over there, and he was en route over there.
Yeah.
And it was happening. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like it was like it's happening now. I'm going over there. So I was like, all right, just keep your head on a swivel. There's going to be a lot of people there. Look around, make sure looking at everybody's hands, and hit me up when you're done. So at that point, I'm sitting there like
Just
the
waiting.
wife,
Yeah, you're waiting.
and watching the news. No officers hurt. Thank God. Unfortunately, there was victims and people that got shot, people that got killed, and no officers were hurt. So that was at least He didn't hit me back. I got it from the news that no officer. You just put two and two together. You got to suck it up. Like, oh, he's good. He's good. He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
So Nick gets like what kind of a grade for this sort of communication? What kind of communication grade would you give him? Like
He gets an A.
an A?
Yeah,
Oh,
he gets an A.
all right,
It's
all right.
really good.
All right, so
He's
there we
really
go.
good with that.
Bing.
Talking the talk and
NA.
walking the walk.
Got it. Got it.
Talking the talk and walking the walk.
So good.
That's
good.
why she came on
Yeah.
the podcast. If you think I had an F, she'd be here.
Like, no, F.
Stay in the door.
Not only that, you think I'd bring it up as a topic? I would not be talking about this right now.
I was getting you kudos, but now you just revealed behind the magic. Okay.
Just ask her about the F topics.
Back hair.
All right.
So what's this back hair situation? No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to answer that.
No,
let's
it's good.
setting it up. I'm good,
It's
bro.
good.
He's kicking
It
her
seems
under
to
the
just be
table.
right
Yeah.
here. I got this Austin Powers thing going on. I don't know what happened. Just boom. After I hit like 37, 38, it was just like, yeah,
It's like
baby.
you're saying, it's
yeah.
sucking up the.
Fell down. Little by little,
power.
yeah. Little by little, the corners started going. I got the entradas, the back went, and there's just like, boom, there it is. Boom, there it is.
And the ears?
The ears, yeah, I did a little maintenance around the ears, but all right. Well, now that we're done talking about my body here,
I don't know. I didn't mean to go into it.
you want to take a quick break?
Sure. We'll take another break.
Take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to bring on the heritage.
Top her off.
Yeah, I got to top her off.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
and then bring on the heritage.
All right.
I got to, I set her up good. Got good stories about it.
All right. We'll be right back.
Awkward.
Let's do it.
Are you a police officer? Are you an investigator? Well, it is time to take your investigation to a whole new level, and let's get some of those cases closed. I'm talking about the one and only CIT Criminal Investigation Training Group. Guys, Freddie and his team can come to your police department and bring their training courses such as interview and interrogation, advanced interview and interrogation, crime scene analysis, homicide investigations, criminal law, case preparation and court presentation, and much, much more. If you'd like to find out more information, please contact Freddie Ponce, Detective Freddie Ponce. Yes, you've seen him on the first 48. At contact@freddyponce.com, or you can check out www.criminalinvestigationtraininggroup.com. All right, let's get back to the show. We're back.
We're back.
She's topped off.
We're back.
Salute, babe.
Salute.
Boom. I mean, Sury. Havana
Justin.
White.
Oh.
Justin.
Salute.
Hey,
Salute.
this way over the computer.
Salute.
Boom. There we go. I did move the thing back there, the wood piece back
Cutting
there.
board.
Yeah.
They kept bothering him.
Yeah, I like things the way they're supposed to be, and she could tell you. Like, I'm like, this is the way it's got to be. This is the way it has to be like this. Because it's in my mind, that's the way it has to be. A little bit of a weirdo, yes?
Yeah.
She doesn't-
I get called a psycho because I'm the same way with other things.
But there's other things. She has containers for containers. She gets containers for the fridge, and then gets a container for that container. It's the weirdest thing. And then she'll have two containers in one container. It's Inception with containers.
It's called organization.
That's why they make a store for that.
The container store.
She gets two containers, and then gets puts those two in another container, and then it's Inception. Is what it is. Anyways, sorry.
Good work. So you're putting this on me now, where I am the therapist.
Here's the,
Now it's your time to step in and fix the
Okay.
situation.
Here's the transition. So is that a Cuban thing? You like that? You like that?
I don't
It's
know.
a Cuban thing by way of Havana the state, Ciudad de Havana.
Exactly. It's a container.
Havana in Havana. I'm from Havana of Havana. Wait, what?
Yeah.
So I'm the small container inside the big container.
Exactly.
There you go.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Your containers make me feel. No, I'm just kidding. So
You're supposed to be laying down during this part.
okay. So here we go. So we met. Yes.
Yep.
She has an accent. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the accent. She at times she gets embarrassed. I'm like, no, I liked it. I like the accent. You know what I mean?
He loves it. I don't know what's
I love
with
the
it.
accent. Because there's different Cuban accents. There's different. There's they call the aceres.
Aceres?
They have a weird like and then she has an accent. It's more like the thing and the.
Like she dances the whole time.
Yeah.
She
When
talks.
she talking, she dancing like the salsa talking. I like that. So I like it. So I'm like, oh, she's from Cuba. And she's good homebody, she's beautiful, she's nice, and she just this is the woman that I was looking for when I met her. So we got married. She said yes to the dress, and then I'm like, man, I didn't want to ask it because I felt like maybe I'd be touching down on some soft territory. So then I built up the courage. I'm like, so babe, tell me how it was when you came over. Was it hard? How many hours were you out at sea? Days and
Was it in
did you lose anybody on that raft?
Was it a 56 Chevy or
Yeah.
something like that? Or was it
Did you use the wind or was it gas power? Like, tell me about your trip over here. She's like, no, I
So let her answer that. Pretend that
No,
just
no,
happened.
because we got to get to the actual trip because she's going to answer the correct answer. And I'm going to tell you the story of how she answered, and she could just laugh and say, yes, that's how it happened. Did I not ask you that question?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so she replies like, what? She's like, I fly. She did the thing. She goes, I flew over in an airplane. I said, oh my God. Did you have to go in luggage? Like, were you stuffed in luggage?
Chickens
or
running
like,
around?
Yeah, like, how did you get? She's like, no, I was sitting in a seat. I said, oh, you jumped out of the plane, like, everybody out, and they hit the U.S. territory, everybody out, and they jump, and they like everyone's attached to one parachute in their bed sheets. And I'm like, 'cause you figure like you gotta make something up to get. She's like, no, we landed on the plane, then I got my luggage and I get out and I walked in there. I was like, wow, that's boring.
Were your barefoot? Was it like wet foot, dry
No,
foot?
she's like, I got out and I walked out on the plane. Here's my ticket. I walked out, got an Uber or whatever it was back in the day. I went home and that was it. I was like, that's
Did you have to run at all during
a
this?
little bit of the excitement, at least she's still talking like that, But that part, I was like, man. But tell the story of how you came over.
First, let me tell you, it's funny because that's exactly how he asked. He's not exaggerating.
exaggerating.
That's
Did he tell
exactly
you to
how he
dance
asked.
the whole time while you said it?
I wasn't really dancing, but that's exactly how he asked the question, like step by step. I came over. My mom, she won the lottery, so we got picked. Over there.
What is the lottery?
The lottery. It's exactly what it was. It was a lottery. Your family over here had to put in your name.
Yeah.
To like an application, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you got picked randomly. I don't know how. I think it was like 2,000 people, 2,000 Cubans with their families got picked to come over here that way.
So, is it run by
she
the
got picked by the government, by
Cuban
the U.S.
government,
by
or
the
U-
U.S. government.
Okay.
Wait, the
Yeah.
Cuban or the U.S.?
The U.S. government.
And the Cuban government allowed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, cool, you can say 2,000.
Yeah. So that's how my mom won, and then that's how we came over here.
Oh.
On an airplane.
On an airplane, yeah.
Not
On a
exactly.
Got over there,
commercial
got an
flight.
airplane. Yeah, flew here.
Not
Yeah,
a barn
no problem.
flight or
Because
a smuggler.
Well, I know. Working in Miami, you meet a lot of Cubans, and you hear their stories. And Sergeant Reyes came over on a raft when he was younger, an adolescent. So I'm like, my wife's a survivor. Like, she made it, son. She did this. And then she
not
flew.
really. I have family members that came in a raft, but not me.
She's a bougie. She's bougie. No, but still, your family fled that to get to a serious.
There's still a purpose for it.
Yeah,
the reason for why
definitely.
you had to do it and
Yeah.
why you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So you have family that have come over. I know. How did your mom came with you?
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
But
My
Tito,
mom. My brother.
who she-
My stepdad came in a raft.
Yeah.
I believe it was 1995. Cuba opened the borders. It's like anyone that wants to go could go. And then that's when Guantanamo Bay, they started taking all the Cubans to Guantanamo Bay, held them there, then started transporting him little by little. But it was the raft.
It's like
the raft era.
You're seeking asylum. You can come here, but you have to wait over there. And then they'll come. How did he get back?
They flew him here.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Right, because in 1995, like living here, it wasn't that our borders weren't necessarily wide open.
No.
Like Fidel Castro had said, hey, we're not going to hurt you for trying to get out of here. We're just not going to help you either. So
Yeah.
that's where there was a lot of rafts and stuff. And I remember a friend of mine that worked City of Miami Fire had a paddle or, a makeshift oar, like it was like a pole and it was just a piece of wood stuck into it and then like nailed in. And, they collected it because they assisted with some of the refugees that were on their way over and,
Yeah, a lot of people died.
stuff.
That's
A
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
people died.
That's I mean, people are like, oh, it's 50 miles away,
90.
right?
It's 90 miles away.
It's only 90.
Just
To
from
Key West.
Just from
To
Key
Key
West.
West.
Key West.
Yeah.
So Key
Yeah.
West is like 3.5 hours away from where we're at here.
Yeah.
So imagine, so 90 miles going at, if you have a motor, good for you. If
Which a lot of them didn't.
they would use sails and stuff
Yeah.
and just
Sails and
float the
currents,
current.
Yeah.
and maybe some paddles.
So
like
90
bottles of Coca-Cola bottles,
just scooping,
Yeah.
trying to like paddle,
So-
It's
using
crazy.
And then you don't know, so you don't know when they're gonna close it, right? Did they give a deadline of like, do you know?
I think that time I was small, so I don't really remember. But what the stories that I've heard, it was like 2 days, a 2-day thing. Like overnight, you had like a little limited amount of time that you could just go, take off and go.
Yeah. So now you're making a raft out of whatever. Hey, let's go. We just gotta go. Let's get out of here. And then you make a raft at whatever. Hope you have the supplies. Hope you have the ability to go over. And you got to trek 90 miles in seawater, in ocean.
In the Florida Straits, which
Yeah.
is a current that runs, I think it's running west to east. So it's running out towards the Bahamas.
Yeah, it
so
takes- yeah,
it kind of pushes you. There's also a high level of sharks that are in that water because of the current and the fact that Cuba and Florida kind of pushes it together. So you got a lot of fish that comes in there. So there's a lot of shark life.
So
It makes it dangerous.
It's very, very dangerous. But luckily, thank God
I came
that
in
you
an airplane.
you came in an airplane. And I make the joke, I make it light, but it's a serious thing when you have to come over on a raft, and you had a lot of family members that come over on a raft, and those family members still have connections back in Cuba. So when we watch the news and when we see things on social media, I'm like, hey, I talked to my subject matter expert. I'm like, hey, so tell me. She's like, no, that's the way it is. Like, people come in vans, you protest, people come in vans, they snatch you up, and you never get seen again. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I've never, obviously, I came when I was younger, but I do have family over there, and they, although they don't speak about it too much, when they get over here, then they tell you the stories. Over there, you can't speak because everything's wired. Like, they hear to your conversations. You can't really say anything. But yes, they do. They don't. You can't protest. You don't have freedom of speech, so you can't really say anything. They'll take you to jail, and then you'll stay there like for years just for speaking out and saying,
Right. So the protests that we have in America, that we value in America, and the ability to go out there and protest and actually have police officers protecting us and making sure that we don't get run over by cars and stuff, over there is completely the opposite.
The opposite.
And you're taking every risk by just going out there, and even if it's just a sign standing on a street corner,
You can.
you're under a problem. And Havana and parts of Cuba in recent years has been trafficked as far as tourism from other countries, not necessarily the United States, but I know Canadians go to Cuba all the time, and they go there and hang out, and it's a beach resort type place for them, right? Like,
well, they and there people traveled here. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It was like open,
They
and people was
lifted the
like
embargo for a
going
little
over
bit.
there just to take like selfies and the pictures in the nice places of Havana, but they're really not showing the other parts. People are like dying of hunger and being suppressed and all these crazy things that people run away from. But they don't, people don't show it. They don't speak on it.
Did you know that beef, right, is illegal, right?
It is.
Illegal.
It is.
That's why if the Cuban dishes are usually surrounded by pork, chicken,
Pork and chicken.
rice, a lot of things mixed, right?
Yeah.
So if
that's why
you're-
you eat a lot of lechon.
why
Lechon is pork.
Pork.
Yeah, pulled pork.
why is beef illegal in Cuba?
you can't, because I guess the government sells it.
and
And they
cows.
capitalize on it. The Cuban people cannot eat cannot eat red meat.
Yeah.
It is 100% illegal to sell it, to buy it, to.
Because it mostly just goes to the government.
goes to the government, yeah.
To
The government owns it.
A ruling party,
mhm.
and they get to eat beef.
Yeah, they sell it in the hotels
So-
and in the
What
the
about-
tourist.
What about businesses? Like
You don't own businesses in Cuba. I
Yeah,
think they changed it for a little bit, and people were going over there to open businesses, but they're kind to take that all back. So you can really just like here, I'm just gonna open up, a clothes store. You can't.
Nail salon.
You can't.
or
Nail
whatever,
salon. Yeah, you can't. You can't do any of that.
government is big time in oversight, and they've kind of ruined everything. It's like 75% for me, 25. I don't know. I might be speaking
Well, and I
out of
think
my
in
butt.
this day and age, even with social media, and granted and with technology, the general public there, although suppressed with their ability to see things, because you think cell phone towers,
But
all
the-
that kind of
but-
stuff
but the
is all
internet's
run by the
limited.
government.
It is limited. Actually, they cut it off this July. There was a protest around July, I don't know,
15th, I think.
July 11th or something, 15th, around those dates. And they
17th.
completely cut the internet because there was a lot of it that was going out, and all around the world you could see what was going on in Cuba. So they started cutting the internet completely. And then there was different ways that you could get internet illegally to continue to, post these videos of everything that was happening. There was just like a lot of people still missing from that. It's crazy. It's really sad.
Wow.
It's really sad.
So that's why the people are trying to fight back, but that government has been in power so long.
Yeah.
That little by little they take away little things, and then take away this, you take away that. So now the government has all the power, all the weapons, all the tools in order to keep the people suppressed, because little by little they take away, all right, no guns. You're not allowed to have guns. You're not allowed to have steak. You're not allowed to have this. You're not allowed to have that. You're not allowed to have this. Now we're like, hey man, enough is enough. I'm like, oh yeah, what
are you gonna do?
Yeah, how are you even gonna protest, or
what are you
how
gonna
are you
do?
gonna let people know about your protests and stuff like that? So things change. And social media inspired change in places like Egypt, where they had a change in regime because of something like a Twitter and being able to put that out. But with Cuba suppressing things like the communication abilities, you can't get that information out. You can't even get the information out to tell people to rally.
No, you can't.
You get those close people that you might see every day, but you can't get people to travel from a city nearby or the countryside.
No.
Wow.
So it being over there, and you're listening to like, oh, there's the guys that come, and we've seen videos that got leaked on the internet where people came out of the vans, pulling people into the van.
The government.
Yeah, the government.
the government.
But then you see similar actions here. For instance, in Seattle and on the West Coast side, we had some. I believe there's FBI. So they were protesting at a government property. Okay, and they were threatening to burn it down. They had intel they were going to burn it down. They were throwing stuff over the fence. So the van came up, and they were plain clothes pulling. It was a big thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
There's like a big thing that how people were going to the government was stealing people. No, they just take them to jail, and then they're out. So, but there's something similar to where people that are maybe not educated about our system, they're like, oh, that's why they're trying to be like, tyrannical government that's taking us, and we never see them again. No, they're out in like 2 days.
Yeah, and their mugshot photos are online.
It's a complete different system. You can't compare.
You're like, hey, I think I saw my friend Nick get grabbed by one of those vans.
And where is he at
5 years
now?
ago.
And I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Where is he at now?
I haven't heard from him. His mom and dad have just kind of given up, because if they went out in the streets and got upset, or they walked into a police station to try and say, hey, my son is missing, some unmarked van grabbed him, they might also disappear.
So it's unfair, because to you and your people and your country that is actually going through something that is serious, for these people across the way to say that no, it's just like over there. It's not like over there. It is not like over there.
Yeah.
I've heard the stories that she tells me, especially about her family and the things that they gone through, and you can see them stretching, people stretching, like it's just like that. It's not like that. We have some improvement to do as police and government and everything, but it ain't nothing compared to where she's from and where her family fled. You still have family back there?
I have a little bit of family, not too much, but I still have. But regardless, you still, like it's sad, because it's people that live like that, whether they're your family or not.
Yeah.
It's like it's a situation, and they have nowhere to go. It's an island in the middle of the ocean. You can't go anywhere. You can't ask for help. People don't even know what you're going through. So it's a really sad situation.
Yeah, and I heard it as they were showing it on the news. She's finally like, yes, like a breath of fresh air, like something's gonna like. I saw it. It's like I hope this is it. I hope this is it, and then it just fizzled away.
It fizzled away, and it's still happening. There's still a lot of stuff happening over there, but no one's saying anything anymore. It's kind of like the hype. Or, like, I don't know, the views or however you want to see it. Like, it's not important anymore. There's, like, something new that came, and just move on to the next subject.
What about, like, some of the, because, like, I know, like, say, like, Local 10, like our local ABC affiliate in South Florida, would always have somebody over there, Like, of course, they were talking about things like when the U.S. Embassy was getting the potential sonic waves sent through it, messing with some of the embassy workers and stuff. They were there covering that, and they covered a little bit of it. They'd be like, hey, we're here. in Havana and there's protests going on, but then
There's not. Yeah.
they
it's like-
probably and I'll assume that most likely their permission
Yeah.
from the government. I mean, because they're not going to be renegade just showing
Yeah.
up there, helicoptering in and parachuting in and doing a news report. Their permissions were probably, all right, you guys have shown enough. Thank you very much.
It's just weird.
You were here to report on one
It's
thing.
weird.
But
From
now-
from other places, you can hear all these reports and all these things, and reporters are there, you know, like on the ground and all these things, but not in Cuba. It's just very, very odd.
Yeah. It's,
Very odd.
They say if it bleeds, it leads, you know, or whatever's bleeding more is
Yeah.
going to lead. Because
Well, you would think in a place like South Florida, because we saw a lot of demonstrations. I mean, still to this day in December, you still get on the highways, you still get a few cars here and there that have full back windows done up, that have flags, Cuban flags flying, Cuban
still
and
a lot,
American flags flying, you know, big, you know, like almost redneck style, like
Yeah.
blasting it out there. And I'm sure even more so in Dade County and in Miami, because there is such a population that have so many ties still there and love the island. But
There's so much you
You
could
know.
do. It doesn't matter how much you love. You could get no help. What are you going to do? It doesn't matter how much you
Yeah.
protest.
It's true. It's
You
true.
know?
Though. And we spoke about like the government stance. I mean, we've done all we can do as far as like the embargo and kind of trying to choke
Right.
them out and say like tap, with the exception of going over there with a military assault and taking over. But then we'd be invading their country. Then we would be violating all kinds of laws and things that we set.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's okay for you guys. Russia and Ukraine. You can't do that. We're gonna go though to Cuba and we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
You can't. Unfortunately, they haven't met that threshold yet,
Yeah.
or at least that we know of,
Exactly.
and what we can see
Yeah.
with our own eyes.
And there's so much that you can do with the embargo, because if he hasn't really done anything to the government, to the people, because
Yeah.
the people are living with nothing. But the government is
Right.
living okay. They're rich, actually.
so they're
very,
rich,
very,
they're rich
very-
people.
oh, yeah.
If you're connected,
Yeah, very much. Like you see the kids of like the president and the people that are right on top, and they're always like traveling and stuff. You can see the social media. Things that people actually share. I'm
So
not
there's
very crazy on going.
There's two socioeconomic classes: rich, poor.
They're poor.
That's it.
And the rich is they're in the government.
The rich is you
Yeah.
have some kind of tie. Or
Yes,
connection with the
100%.
government.
So the embargo has hurt the Cuban people, but not really the government. So
But
they still get money from other
It's-
countries.
It's forced the government to
Yeah.
hurt the people even
Yeah,
further, because
100%.
then they turn off. You know, like we turn off what we send to you. All right, well, we're going to turn off the ability to have cows or the ability
Yeah.
to farm cows, or if you do farm cows, anything you produce from it, we're taking to us. Okay.
yeah, so it's
not saying that the embargo needs to be lifted, because that's gonna enrich them even more, because they're still not gonna give anything to the people of Cuba. They're not gonna give it. They're gonna keep it to themselves. But I don't think it helps either.
Yeah.
it's a tough problem, and usually things that happen. So it's unique because it's an island, but things that happen where you have somebody in there that long, you have another country that's, to the east, to the north, to the south, to the west, that might be like, hey, we're going to help you out,
Yeah.
the rebels, and we're going to supply you guys to overthrow the government. But since Cuba's an island and it's really hard to get to, then they have it kind of on lock. It's kind of hard to supply the rebel army unless you're a country going over there with your navy, but then becomes an invasion.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a very unique situation. I don't have a solution for it.
No,
You know,
yeah,
I don't have
it's-
I don't have a solution. I'm just a dumb old podcast host,
Yeah.
married to a Cuban. God dang,
Trying to help out.
I got me one of them Cubans. But cooking's fantastic. She could do a lot with a little. That's what it is. That's basically what it is. Is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the dishes are a lot from a little. It's a variation of pork, plantains, and rice and chicken. Am I wrong?
I cook other things.
I'm just saying the culture.
Oh, the culture, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you eat steak?
No.
Her
Well,
palate hasn't been-
not into it.
She doesn't like steak.
Hey,
I like seafood.
okay.
The seafood. Moro.
I like moro.
Moro is rice and beans mixed
Yeah.
up together. It gets that darker.
Yeah. Dark.
But I see you looking.
No.
You're-
I just
you're-
saw something flash across my screen, so I was just doing something.
But how did it feel to come on the podcast?
I was very nervous at first.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. Now I feel good. We can continue talking. You want to talk
Right.
more?
I told you guys. What do you say we bring her back on? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And how about everyone out there? Because I know guys are like, yeah, bring her back on.
Yeah. Girls.
Yeah. girls. Wow, this podcast is amazing. So we should just leave her camera on the whole time.
Oh, just leave it on.
Just leave it on her. We'll be talking. It's on her. She's like, hee. This is great. But she doesn't talk like that, by the way. But I like to talk like that. She talks like this. And
I don't talk like this.
she doesn't talk like this. She can salsa dance though. And I always put whenever I do impression of her, I always make it plural. Whatever you say. You like to dance?
He has the S at the end.
Am I going on the podcast? This? And it's not, but.
I always thought that
I love her.
I thought that it was compared that Cubans like swallowed their S's or didn't speak the S's a lot of times, and then Nick's just making it up and adding S's.
No, sometimes it goes away. She talks through her nose a little bit. I'm like, babe, you're really
You're doing it right now.
You're doing it.
Yeah, you're really, 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 really doing it right now. And
Come
she goes,
back.
"Hink." She has a little hink. When she gets mad, she goes hink. There's this little noise that she goes. Yeah. And you think you're gonna go there and you're not gonna come back until late? It's at the end. It's that little. That's when I know. Oh, she's pissed.
Yeah. That's the
fire.
sword.
The
That's
fire.
the sword
No,
breaking
that's
the
the
sheath.
fire coming out of the nostrils. So I'm like, okay, dial it back. Well, guys, if you enjoyed it, let us know down in the comments below.
Yeah.
Check us out on Sundays, right?
Yeah, Sundays. Yeah, when we usually record on Sundays.
We record on Sundays. We wanted to incorporate Sub Sunday, where we include you guys into a live stream. We talk to you guys one way or another, where we get you on a video podcast, or we're just chatting in the comments with you and engaging with you. So Sub Sundays, look for that. We'll announce it on our Instagram. If you guys are on Instagram, we'll announce it there. Also, we are introducing this season the video podcasting. If you watched the first live broadcast we did, we kind of explained what we were doing.
Yeah, showed what it's going to be. So now we'll bring in people that contacts that we have from around the country and even around the world.
Around the world.
Talk to them about policing. Talk to them about social media, regular life. Hey, maybe we can get somebody from Cuba.
Yeah.
Actually in Cuba, but doubtful. But and we'll make it, and it'll be a little more normal feeling, same setup as the podcast, but we'll get it. So it's not going to be like one of these weird. Hopefully, somebody staring down at a computer talking to us and stuff. We'll get them on point, and make it look good.
So that's what's coming up. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you to my lovely wife, Sury Amor Havana White, for taking one for the team. Because she's like, I don't want to do it. You're killing me. I'm like, I'll give you Prosecco. I'll give you drinks. She's like, okay. So,
Well, thank you for having me.
all right. I think she did good. And the laughter helped.
Yeah. We've never had a laugh track, so this is perfect.
This is great.
She's just gonna keep doing it.
This is Havana Giggles.
Salute.
Salute, Havana Giggles.
That's why he married her. She laughs at all of his jokes.
All my jokes. That's right.
Calling all units. Donut Shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.